we just went between and came through a long portal. And we've come out and we've landed in this tunnel. Are we in a tunnel, Gilly? We are. Okay. Are we going to be met by a shuttle? We are. Okay, excellent. Pitch black. What's weird, though, is that the black has some luminescence to it. It's very odd, almost like, I don't know what it's like, actually. And here comes a shuttle. Oh, thank goodness. I don't like being in these places. And they put an invisibility cloak over me. That's never comfortable. Okay. That means we're going somewhere where I can't be seen, and that means it's not the safest environment. And the door is opening, and there's Galilee. Hello, namaste. I'm jumping in, and Gilly's going to meet us somewhere else. Okay. All right. Why can't we just go there? You'll see. I should trust in that by now, shouldn't I, Mark?
Namaste, everyone. Love you all.
Oh, namaste. Hello, Curry. Hello. And sorry. Hi. No villain. Just the two of you today. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, can we know where we're going, or, okay, shuttle's taking off. And we're basically, it looks like we're just going through walls again, kind of thing. But is this whole thing a tunnel system? It is. What planet are we in? We're in Saturn. Aha.
Saturn again.
Okay. There's no more Nazis here, are there? We don't want to see any more of the Nazi scientists. No, they've all been moved. Yay. Okay, they're all in that other dimension now. Correct. However, there are other forces in Saturn that are not serving the light. They serve the dark. Okay, and we're going near them today, aren't we? We are. It's important for all of you to know about them. Yes, Mark?
Are they being removed as well, so they can no longer cause harm?
No, we don't have that option at this time. Okay. Are they aligned with the Draco that are harming Earth? Is that the group? Is that who they're serving? In a similar fashion, yes. Not that they serve the Draco, but they serve the dark web like the Draco do. And their wish is to harm. They see Earth as something, Earth and the beings on it as their experimental field that they can destroy and move on from. Again, when you have an energy that wishes harm, think about it this way, Karen. You were told this before. The light web is about creating. It's creation energy. The dark web is destruction energy. So these beings are all about destruction. And how can they create a new level of destruction? I get that there needs to be a balance, but gosh darn, how is that No, I guess I don't understand how there needs to be a balance. It just feels like it works when you have something grow and something end. It's an evolution, no different than when you're born and you die. Death is the destruction of that physical form. And then the soul evolves to something else. It's cycles or cyclical patterns that happen when there is creation, destruction, creation, destruction. And maybe destruction is an abrasive word to use. And maybe there's a better word to use, completion. What if we said creation and completion? So you're completing one cycle. That feels better. It definitely feels better, Curry. Thank you. Okay. So.
Yeah, as from the light web and the dark web, I know I've been working closely on my work with my team with the light web, the dark web, and continuing moving forward with that. How is that progress being done?
The work that you and Karen and many others are doing in balancing the light and dark web and especially expanding the light web on Earth because it's so out of balance there, is helping. And it's helping to keep it from being, the destruction from being a lot worse than it already is. Imagine if you weren't empowering the light web right now on your planet. You've had 2 hurricanes land at one place. You've had fires again. You've had earthquakes again. Imagine what it would be if you weren't balancing the energies. The virus would have taken hold a lot more powerfully also. So what you're doing is keeping it from being much, much worse. So think of it that way, and it'll help you understand that you are making a huge difference. Thank you. Well, I'm sure all the work you're doing, too, in Inner Earth is helping. So I know you're helping us. Thank you.
And as you know, right, exactly. As you know, I work on that also daily, as does Karen, each in our own way. And also including everyone, all the galactics, leadership races, all of you from the Inner Earth. They're all, like you said, all one, working together for the greater good of the whole.
Correct. Thank you. So now, I'm seeing we have arrived at what is this? Is this a base? We're at the edge of a I don't know what to call these, kind of looking down at a huge what should I call this? It's sort of it's where I've been before, where the ships come in and out and shuttles, and it's a port. It's an entrance port for the work that's being done here. It's sort of the garage area, if you want to call it that. The shipping area. It's the shipping area for all of the aircraft coming in. Okay. All righty. There are super soldiers here. There are the reptilian super soldiers. We had gotten rid of a lot of those, didn't we? They were reprogrammed. Yes. The commander of the Red Reptilians had helped to get them reprogrammed. So they were not going to be as destructive. Okay, well, this is a good follow-up. we had those shows where we found out that they had masked the shipping containers, and they were sending super soldiers to different planets throughout the galaxies, and we couldn't detect that they were in these containers. Has that stopped? Has the Red Reptilian Commanders Group been able to break through that wall they put up, the masking, cloaking device they used? Yes. Are they creating a new one? They're working on it. Very good, Karen. So that's what's going on here.
Yeah, I remember that there was like an energy field, almost like a cocoon, where they would go through, and it would be almost sort of like a med bed type effect, where they would walk through and they would be healed.
They were the stasis chambers, Mark. They were the stasis chambers. That was different. Don't you remember when they were shipping them?
Yeah, there's a stasis chamber, but then there was a different technology that they were showing us where it actually makes them a little younger. I don't remember what it was called. Might have to ask Commander on that.
No, that's not what this is about. This is about when they were shipping them to try to get them into
Right, I remember that.
places.
I'm just remembering.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. This is from a different update we did.
Right. No, that's not it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a shipping area. So what they're doing, again, Carrie, they're trying to, are they trying to mask the fact that they want to ship these places and trying to get them in to do harm in different colonies and different cultures and civilizations? Yes, Karen, that is exactly what they're trying to do again. Does the Andromeda Council and the Commanders Group, are they able to crack the code? Working on it. Commanders Group is close. And it helps so much that they have like DNA. They can literally get into their heads and figure out what's going on. It's a real blessing, isn't it? For our sake, yes, it is. All right, so I'm just seeing, but this is strange. This is almost like cargo. It looks like it's like almost cargo. These are train cargo. To add to a train. They're I can't think of the word for it, but cars to hook up on a train. Yes, they are. Ooh, are they for Earth? No. So there's trains on other planetary systems? Yes, there are. Okay. Oh. Would they bring them to Earth? They don't need to. There's enough destruction going on in Earth. They're managing that easily through frequencies and vibrations and laser weapons and all kinds of other things. They've got the HARP devices. They've got CERN. They've got plenty of tools on Earth. And they're doing it more by brainwashing right now. That's what's going on with all of the movements that are happening right now. It's all a brainwash tactic to create the riots. They knew exactly what they needed to do. Sadly, it's working.
So what can we do to counter that?
Keep doing exactly what you're doing with the light and dark web. Keep sending love to all of these areas. Maybe focus on, meditating on sending love to those zones that are having so much trouble. I mean, that's what we're doing in Earth. And we're connecting to people to hold the vibration. Again, create a field of vibration that beings can step into. see the cities peacefully resolving the issues, see them rebuilding. At this point, Curry, I feel like when we do have the humanitarian funds, we're going to be so busy just getting back to square zero, we're not going to have the funds to move forward. We're just going to be like fixing all of the damage that was done. That's part of the intention behind all this.
Mm.
Good God.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine.
Right.
Can't even imagine.
Yeah. President Trump has his infrastructure work that he wants to be done, not only domestically but globally. How are we going to be guided to move forward to support that globally as well as domestically?
Oh, there'll be structures in place. No need to worry about that right now. There's already, the support really has to come from the other countries. They have to set it all up. And really, when he talks about globally, he's talking about working with other countries to assist them in their own methodologies. It's not for Americans to go heal the other countries. They have to do it themselves. And it's a matter of, when you build structures in your country, you can certainly share the format and the technique, and they choose to use it or not. But really, the other countries have to do it for themselves. America has to stop putting their nose into other countries' businesses. That's part of the problem. But then again, other countries have put their nose in America too. So it all needs to stop. It all needs to stop, and people need to work together, not controlling it.
Right.
So,
as you know, my intention is always to be we are one people of Earth. We don't need borders. We just need to be working together for the collective greater good of the whole of the planet, of all of humanity and the planet itself.
Exactly. All right. Curry, what am I supposed to be seeing here? I just see activity going on, not a lot, but all I'm saying really are these cars, and they've got these circular tube things on them, and they don't look as big as they are. We're really high up here, but these things are huge. So, but these beings couldn't stand in them. These are not to put the super soldiers in. Oh, these tubes are not what they would go in? No. What are these tubes then? They are devices that would be put in land. And then they can be programmed. They will expand out and literally become a base underground. These things expand. There is a technology they can use. They can use them to create tunnel systems. Wow. This is one of the methods to do that. It works through a vibrational force system, and it literally pushes out and creates these walkways. So are these what I was just hearing about that are called the tubes that they're finding on Mars? Yes, exactly. I forget the name of them, but
so is there a specific quantum frequency which these operate that can easily be detected by the Andromeda other councils?
Well, not currently. They have masked those too. But we're getting. That's why else we've been coming here in this hidden. We're basically cloaked right now, and that's why we cloaked Karen, because they have a special sense of ability to smell earthlings. We are working on discovering how they're doing this, and we're carefully observing where they're traveling. And that's a good thing too with the commanders group. They can smell these super soldiers. They know where they are energetically. They can telepathically connect into their DNA. So we have been able to figure out where they're going and what they're doing. They have to do it very, very carefully, though. They can't keep, if they hold on to the image or the telepathic connection too long, the beings will sense it and they will find them. So what they have been learning to do is it's a tag team. They key into it and then let it go, and the next person jumps in, and the next person, and the next person. So it becomes a scrambled signal that the super soldiers can't connect back to. Wow. That's pretty cool. But couldn't they do it in reverse? Yes, they can. Right. The commander's bases are going extremely well. The 15 that we told you about that he's working with, and the other good thing is he's got so many different races in these bases that these operation bases. He is able to scramble the frequencies that way as well. Very, very wise leader. Very wise. We're honored to work with him. And so are we.
Most definitely.
Okay. Yes. So now, what else do we need to see? Is there anything else we need to know about this today? No. We thought there was going to be more activity, but there's not. So we're going to move on. All right. Galilee is starting up the shuttle, and we are moving away from that. So this is just one area in Saturn, correct? Yes. Yes. There are many, many, many of these deep cavern bases. Cavern, that's what else it feels like. It's like a cavern. I'm looking down into. Okay, so we're moving through the walls, through the planet. Fortunately, I'm not sitting where I can see us going through the wall, so it's much, much easier. We're in a cylinder type being, like a cigar-shaped shuttle today.
Yeah, Karen, do you remember after we saw them were doing their experiments, and then we went into that other room where there was other being from higher creation level that we spoke with, in that space where we're just floating?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, is that being still present, and perhaps talk with them at some point?
Oh, good question, Mark. Terry, do you know the answer? Galilee, you were the one there that day. Is the aspect of Prime Creator still working here? No, not since we got rid of the scientists. That being has moved on. Okay. Well, that's good. I'd rather the being not be needed to help manage destructive creation. Just to let everybody know that it was, the scientists were combining DNA, genetics, and mixing a worm with a spider and all kinds of stuff like that was creating these beings, some of them who couldn't live with the genetics that they had, others that couldn't procreate, others that didn't have a place to exist. And so the Andromeda Council worked very hard or tediously to find places and planets that those that could live and manage a sustainable lifestyle would have an area to live in and grow and reproduce. Others, they had to, there were some that just couldn't survive.
It was just was not compatible. Yeah, the DNA was not compatible. Right.
It was cruel, and there was an aspect of Prime Creator there to help hold the field for these beings, a loving field for the beings. And thankfully that's ended. It's ended in this galaxy anyway. So, all right, we're in a new space. Oh, wait. Is this a space or is this a ship? It almost looks like I'm in a mothership. It's a huge circle, almost like, when you go to the mothership and they have that huge area that's the command center. This is a command center. Yes, Karen, it is a command center. But it's not a ship, right? Right. No, we're in a command center in Saturn. Wow. It's huge. It's huge. Is it as big as Galilee? Is this as big as the command center we saw on the amphibian ship? No, it's not as big as that one. Okay. Okay. But it's huge. There are super soldiers in here. Or there's green reptilians. Are they super soldiers? There's both, Karen. You're seeing both. All right, so this is a reptilian. Is this a Draco command center? More the green reptilian command center. And where do the green reptilians fit in the caste system of the Draco? The Draco are the queens, the elite. Then who's next? Is it, because there's the brown, there's the red, there's the green, there's the gold. Golds are more of the elite. The greens are the next in line in the caste system. And then there would be the reds and the browns. They're more of the slaves. They would be similar to, the species, in human. I don't even want to compare it to that. They're just the pawns are the brown and the red. Brown and the red. All right, so this is a pretty sophisticated, not pretty, this is extremely sophisticated command center. Yes, it is. And what are they commanding? That's what concerns me the most. What are they in command of here? Operations throughout this galaxy. Oh. On all of the planets? Yes. We've had our eye on them for a while. More importantly, we've been attempting to decode messages coming from here. Again, the Commanders Group has helped us greatly in learning how to decode or being able to decode the information. It's excellent. We have some of the red and brown reptilian beings Galilee is saying this. We have some of the red and brown reptilians who had worked with this group, who are now with the Andromeda Council. So they had tremendous knowledge they brought forth in helping us. Of course, once they knew that we understood it, they shifted. But again, they know the basic structures which help us greatly in decoding the messages. All right. And is this the command center that they're working? Hold on. Is this the command center that they are working to get the super soldiers shipped into other areas from? Yes, Karen. That is the connection we're making for you today. Okay, got it. All right, go ahead, Mark.
So, from what you have been learning and what the commander has been helping, how thorough and complete and effective is your deprogramming of them so that they are free from the nanite control of the Draco and so forth, and can join the Andromeda Council and others' work that the commander is doing? And approximately how long does it take to deprogram and transfer them of those nanotechnology?
The beds you were talking about earlier, Mark, that is what they're used for. That's what you were referencing. Those beds are being used to assist the reptilians leaving these forces, the ones that are coming over to the light side, let's say, or to work with the Andromeda Council to free their people. They're the ones that are in those beds and that are being deprogrammed of the nanites. That's what the hologram, or not a hologram, it's what you said before, it's sort of a cocoon frequency med bed.
Right.
Yes, that's what that's being used for. Okay, that's
right.
what I lost that connection. Okay, yeah.
Right.
That and
no,
how long does that take? You were asking how long that takes?
Yes.
Harry? He's saying within hours. Well, it depends. So it depends on how many nanites. It depends on how they were programmed. Some take less time. Some take more time. It depends. But it's
right.
within, easily within several hours a day that this can be done. It's not a week-long process.
Right. Now, in conjunction with that, has that been done to some Earth humans that were part of the deep state, and is there a process to deprogram them and free them?
Different types of...
On Earth,
right.
Can this be done as well? Is that an issue?
It's a very good question, Mark. And yes, there are some frequency devices that can be used for that. Now, you've learned about the plasma medbeds and what's going on. In essence, that brings you back to an organic state. So when you're coming back into an organic state, remember you've learned that if you've had surgery and you had a pin in a bone or a joint, it will dissolve the pin and it will heal the joint and bring it back to its organic natural state. In sense, the same thing will happen when there's nanites. That's not an organic state. So it would dissolve the nanite and bring them back. So yes, the beds could be utilized and tweaked to do that type of thing, if necessary, and if there's a willing person. But remember something else: the training. There's the mental training. The medbeds don't change the mental structure. They change the physical structure. And they'll help with the energetic body. However, if someone is bent or determined to serve the dark web, it won't help to get rid of the nanites. They'll just allow them back in. So it's a very good question, because if someone is willing, yes, it can be. And these reptilians that are stepping over and asking to become part of the commander's group are willing. They have made the conscious choice. So there's the catch. Is it a conscious choice or not? You can't force it by removing their nanites. That doesn't work. They have to be willing to serve the light web. And then would have to be monitored, that they don't change later. I mean, the commander monitors his people. He knows what's going on, and that's part of the program. If they ask for this, that they be monitored. So there's a structure in place that could be brought to Earth. So there's the real bottom line to your question.
All right, because I know that there are the many 20 years and back programs where some have done that 2 or 3 times, and then there's DARPA and the other dark programs and the harm that they did to even the Earth human super soldiers that were genetically engineered and created. They need to be taken care of as well.
And they will have a choice. They will have a choice. So,
but some of them don't even know what happened. They don't remember. That's a problem.
Right, but that was the choice they made when they agreed to do it. They agreed to go into the 20 and back program for the secret space program. So, yes, they made that choice, and they didn't understand the consequences because it has caused a lot of them mental harm and psychological stress. And yes, again, you could still have people supported and helped. You know that has happened too. We have supported and helped certain beings who went through that program. So yes, it can be done, and we do have the technique and the structures to do that.
All right. Well, okay. I'm open and receptive to work with some of your specialists in this. So if you could arrange that, that'd be much appreciated, and then we can then expand it out from there.
It's not the time to do that, and thank you. We will remember that for the future. But right now, there's other work to be done. So, Karen, one last thing that we want you to notice here. I just see a lot of commands. I see just a lot of technology. I don't really see many beings at all. Exactly. What does that mean? There's just maybe 5 people in this huge area. 5 reptilians. Why are there so few in such a huge command center? Because it's being controlled elsewhere. Uh-oh. Where is it being commanded from? Different ships in the area. There's a command center on Earth that works from here. They are using it. This is sort of a port or a server, let's say, for the work they do. So you could take this out and it would totally screw up their communications? Yes. So when are you going to do that? We can't at the moment, but it is something that is being considered. We are learning as much as possible, and when we learn how we could do it safely without harming Saturn, then we will be able to short-circuit it. We're also waiting for the operative time. Right now,
And
it's not harming greatly. However, there could be a point in time that we would need to take down this center.
right, and also all the other ones that it's connected with, like the rules on Earth and Mars or wherever, make sure that they're taken care of, like at the same time.
Not necessary. It may not be necessary. Let's just say it that way. It may not be necessary to do that. If we take down the main server, the others are dead in the water.
Okay.
So, and again, we have to know. The thing that you need to know, Galilee is saying, about the Draco is they have an attitude of, if we can't own it, no one will. And they have dead switches that detonate bombs. So the reason we can't take this out without being very, very, very careful is they literally, if we shut this down, a detonator switch could go out that would blow up the planet or blow up Earth or blow up a ship that would then cause a ripple effect that could throw planets off of alignment. It could cause massive waves that would cause massive tsunamis and earthquakes on the planets. It's tricky. It's not so simple to do. So we are studying that to determine what is possible and what isn't possible. That's what we wanted you to know.
Is there a way to trace where those dead man switch destruction devices are so that they can be neutralized?
We're working on it. We haven't figured it out yet. Neither has the commander. So that's what's next. That's what we needed you to know today. Any other questions about these operations? I don't. I'm clear of what you wanted us to know and why.
It seems
Do you have any
like
other questions about this?
Well, it seems like the plan, the way that the Dark Fleet was taken care of, that probably would not work because of the technologies with the Dracos.
No, and we can't do that. They didn't ask for a treaty. They haven't asked for a treaty, and we can't just move someone, or we're as evil as they are. That's not kosher. But we can understand who they are, what they plan, and if they attempt to do something destructive, stop it. That's what we can do. Spiritually and energetically.
Because what is going on with that element that we had talked about before? Remember, were you getting information with us last time?
Mark, I don't know. What element are you talking about?
The element that was in the asteroid we had to hide, cloaked within a cloud, and when the doors opened, they were able to put sensors in to see exactly what it was they were working with and what they were doing, and then we brought the information back to the Andromeda Council.
Oh, that was another type of base. I know what you're talking about. We are still censoring that, but we have been able to stop some of their work. Yes, that's when we cloaked around the field. Yeah, that was 1 or 2 shows ago. Okay. So basically, you're still working on uncovering what's going on there. Yes, we are. Yeah. All right, it's time to go back. We have stayed here longer than we should have. All right. So, is there anything else to say to finish the show? Because I will need to. They'll need to get me back to Galee. Oh, poor Galee. I keep referring to my previous dragon. And is there anything final to say? Be aware that there's a huge operation going on to support all of you. There's so much more to this picture than you can even imagine on Earth. When you ask for our support and our help, know that we are giving it. And there are so many entanglements to this. This is quantumly entangled. And like we showed you, we can't just take out a base, because what would happen as a result? Would there be a detonation? Would there be a ripple effect? We are working to take down the super soldiers so that they don't get sent out. We are aware that they are creating more and more underground bases so that they can hide themselves from us. It's a cat and mouse game. It really is a quantum entanglement of multidimensional fields of play and battlegrounds. So know that there's much going on to support you.
So is the Earth subtly protected in this field so that no one can get through unless the Andromeda Council, other councils know about it in either direction?
Great question, Mark. Do we still have a field? Is around Earth or around this galaxy? There is no shield. However, you are surrounded by many ships that support you. There is a barrier to get out of the galaxy that the Sphere Band Alliance put up. So the Draco can't escape. So they can be held accountable. Oh, how did that work then with the Nazis, the Nazi scientists? If there is a barrier, we put them in another dimension within this galaxy. Well, it's got to be more than the galaxy, right? So it's because the Andromeda Council gets in and out of here. Correct? Correct. So it's a universal. The universe? Because why couldn't the Dracos go? There's multiple barriers, but it's not what you think it is. So I'm confused. The answer's confusing. So the Draco can't get out of where? They can't get out of the field of. They're here. They're on. So they're in our solar system, right? But the galaxy. Okay, that's where I'm getting confused. So the galaxy, the Milky Way Galaxy. Correct, Karen. Got it.
And how about the Earth's fields? Because like the technology that you showed us today, they might try to come into the Earth to implant some of those devices you showed us today. Would you know that they've done that? You know what I'm saying? Gone through the Earth fields, atmospheres, or what have you, even interdimensionally?
Yes, they have done that. This has been done. And that's one of the other thing that we're working on detecting. That's why we can't just take them out. Because we don't know what they've set up.
Right. Yeah, because that's what I was feeling is that potentiality needs to be taken care of.
The commander is working on a frequency. Again, frequencies. how do we stop nuclear weapons? The frequency. So the more we can learn frequencies, the more we can counter them. Working in the plasma field. So just know we're working on it. We are working on it.
Just like the bioweapons, viruses, and so forth have a particular frequency that we can then counter all bioweapons.
Yes, when the frequency devices are allowed to be used on your planet. And Karen, you're right. The future, much of the future of medicine on your planet are the biofeedback frequency units that assist you in getting your field back in balance, back to a neutral space. So, yes, that's what everything is being done to support and control. Oh, we just landed in a cargo hold. I didn't even realize we were out of the planet. We're in a cargo hold, and there's Gilly waiting for me. Awesome. Okay. All right.
Well,
so
we're looking forward to working with some of your frequency healing technologies so that we can help the greater good of humanity. And even animals. I even want to have some that are designed for animals. Many animals, as you know, are dying needlessly. You know, pets and so forth. So we need the technology for them as well.
I have a good question about technology. My concern is the whales, like the Star Trek movie that showed the cigar-shaped spacecraft coming into the galaxy and sending out waves, and it was whale song, and there were no whales to answer, and the cigar-shaped craft created all kinds of weather imbalances because it was waiting for a response from the whales, and there weren't any in the future. They had to go back in the past to bring humpback whales into the future to answer the probe and have it go away and save the planet. So looking at what's happening right now and all of these fish and whales that are dying from plastics in their bodies, is there a way to clean that up through frequencies? How do we support the amphibians on this planet? Because at the rate we're going, there won't be anything left in the seas in a couple decades. It's a huge concern, Karen. Huge. Keep sending love. Keep sending violet flame. There is a way to clean up the oceans. There's multiple steps in doing it. But you've got to get different leaders on the planet. Because right now the leaders on the planet are not concerned with that.
And one of my other concerns is the reoxygenation of our atmosphere, which is so depleted of the gases that are desperately needed.
Well, that would be your rainforests. I mean, you can easily turn that around with rainforests and plants on your field. But yes, there are ways to regenerate and rejuvenate. Mostly if you all sat down in prayer and meditated on it, you could create it. So we can talk more about that in other shows, but just know that your meditations right now are the most important thing you can do to heal the planet. That's the most important. Sending love to the whales, sending love to get their vibration beyond the plastics, and that they easily can eliminate them. Clean the water, run love through the water. That's your Thoughts have power. They have tremendous power. So, with that said, we take our leave. Thank you, Kari and Sari. Thank you, Galilee. We love and
Willem.
honor you. No, Willem's not here today. He didn't come.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's not
Well,
here.
we love and appreciate all of you, and thank you all.
Yes. Namaste. And everyone, you can get Mark's and my information from the information in the session, the information about this show. Okay. Thank you all. And namaste and goodbye for now.